Hey everybody, Lady Cheryl here. I'm in Garden Zone 8A, Mesquite, Texas. I'm a 72-year-old disabled grandma, and I have over 40 years experience gardening. I hope you like the video and that you'll come back if you're new. In this video, I'm going to share with you how I am filling up the 2 new garden beds that I got for my birthday, and I'm not spending any money filling up these garden beds. I can't do a lot of stuff in the heat. However, early in the morning, I can do a few things. And you can see these tree branches that I asked my son-in-law to save for me. I'm putting them in the bottom of this new garden bed. 32 inches off the ground. It is 4 feet long and 2 feet wide. And you can see here where I've put leaves and tree branches, watermelon rinds, pulled up a few old plants, and now I'm going to take, this is compost, homemade compost. I'm going to shovel it inside of here. Okay guys, I'm going to stop now. Getting a little winded. I did shovel a lot of the compost in here, and let me show you what I've got left. I wasted some down there, but that's okay. And I'll do this in the morning because, let me show you, the sun is out now and the temperature is rising, so I'm gonna call it a day. I watered everything. These are all of the tomato plants I pulled up. Yeah, I got tired of waiting on them, and I'm just going to start fresh and then walk over here and show you. These are the tomato plants I brought out earlier in the month, and then I have some more right over here. Boy, it's getting hot. And where are they? Right here. They're doing really well. And you know what? I think I'm gonna move these over there too. So I have them all grouped together. I gave the rest of them away because I have from, let's say, August to about the first week in November to grow all of these. And I was showing you the shade cloth up there. It's June 22nd, it's early in the morning. I'm deeply watering my garden because we're gonna have another day of 105-degree temperature. And if you guys remember, several months ago when I put the shade cloth, and I should say 40% shade cloth all over my garden, this area here that gets the most sun, I folded some of it back so that I can let it down when temperatures get real hot. So that's what I'm doing this morning. And I'll be back when I let it all the way down. So I pulled the shade down right over here, and let me just share this with you. You can see the damage in the roses that was getting a lot of sun. Over here, not as much damage, but I'm going to shade them anyway. And I decided to leave it halfway shaded here so that the bees can still come in and pollinate my Minnesota midget cantaloupe. I'm going to share with you some pest pressure that I've had because of the triple-digit temperatures that we are experiencing. I mean, it is hot, and there's no end in sight for these triple-digit temperatures until about the middle of August, or maybe a little longer. Yesterday in Mesquite, Texas, the high temperature was 105 with a heat index of 117. And guys, when it's hot like that, I don't do too much in the garden except for early in the morning, because you wake up, it's 85 degrees. This is one of my sweet potato containers, 15 gallons. I noticed some bad leaves on it. I want you to look real close. Those are some type of worms. See them moving? So I'm gonna hose this down real good. And then I'm gonna apply some BT that will kill all types of worms. Okay guys, I am watering early in the morning, and you see that poop on those leaves? And then it's a lot over here. And you can see a few holes in the leaves. This is either a grasshopper or grasshoppers or a hornworm. And I don't think it's a hornworm because they like tomatoes and peppers. But you see a lot of holes in the leaves. I'm also going to spray some BT on this area, as well as later when the sun goes down, I'm going to apply diatomaceous earth to the leaves, and especially underneath the leaves. And the reason why I'm going to put this organic powder on in the evening, because I want to make sure that the pollinators are not out, because it can kill them. And then I'll rinse it off early the next morning. It's early the next morning, and I'm going to show you how I've been continuing to put the compost in here. So you can see here, I'm emptied everything out of the wheelbarrow in that 15-gallon container. And I just want to say that it's a good thing to shovel your compost in, because I caught a couple cutworms that will eat at the base or the roots of your plants. And now I'm going to shovel a little bit at a time this soil into this bed that I have put some twigs and sticks. And I'm going to put all of this tomato branches and leaves in here. And remember, these were the tomatoes I grew from seed starting in January. I was holding on to them. They weren't producing enough for me to keep holding on to that real estate. A few tomatoes down there that I won't put inside of here because I don't want seeds into this bed. It's only a foot deep. But if you're going to use some of your scraps around the garden, make sure it didn't have any fungus or any problems, so that you won't be bringing this over here. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to come back. And the reason why I don't have Brian out here helping me, because he's at football camp. And Brian's going to have a really busy school year. When school starts back August the 11th, Brian will be in ROTC, advanced marching band. He'll be playing football, and he's taking all honors classes. So I have to come out early in the morning and do this a little bit at a time, because I don't have the help that I used to have during the summer. I'm showing you all step by step what I'm doing. Remember, I am 72 years old. I have a heart condition called AFib and kidney disease. I'm taking dialysis treatments 3 times a week. But I want to show you, not for you to feel sorry for me, because I feel good. I'm showing you this to let you know that you can do it too. So I move the tomato rimlets over here. I'm going to drag this old bed out the way. I'm going to drag this strawberry bed out of the way. Then I'm going to slide this bed in that position over there, because I don't want to wait until it's full of compost and reclaimed or reused potting mix, and it'll be too heavy for me to. Okay, I think I'm going to call it a day. I've worked very hard this morning, and I need to rest my body, but let me show you what I did. Of course, I showed you that I moved this one into position, and they are a little bit unlevel because the ground is, and I'll probably put some pavers up under there when my son has the opportunity to help me. And then I move this garden bed over here, and this will be the strawberry bed, and I'm still, transplanting some strawberries in here, and I put some of them in the green stalks, and I'm going to give this bed away to my son. And yeah, I'll come back tomorrow and show you how I wrap this up. Remember, I grow all year round, and I'll be going into detail about what specific crops that I know that can take a low temperature. And I got to clean all this mess up before I go in the house. But I did work over 30 minutes today, but I rested in between, and I made sure that I brought me some ice water out here that is melted so I can stay hydrated. I'll be back tomorrow, but it'll probably be just a few seconds by the magic of videotaping. And now I'm going to take you on a quick little tour of the garden. Okay, follow me this way, Bria. Over here, I have my roses. They're coming back. And my Minnesota midget cantaloupe. And right here, we have sweet potatoes. And now we're going to go inside of this area right here. In this area, guys, we're growing a lot of okra, Texas star hibiscus. I've got bananas. I've got a lot of herbs and coleus over here. And we got a few beans. And now we're going to go inside right over here, Bria. And let's start all the way back here. We've got okra over here and okra over here. Can you see it? Are you getting it? You getting it, sweetie?
Yes.
Okra. More okra. Sweet potatoes, beans, and they are peas. We've got 8-foot tall peppers, sweet peppers. Bria, come on. I want you to get these peppers. Bria said it's too hot and she ran in the house, guys. That's okay. I'm just going to gather some more of these peppers. And we've got 8-foot eggplant growing all the way from this container. More black-eyed peas and cow peas. And we've got peppers we're going to be harvesting very soon right over here. Hydrangeas. My flowers look like they're pretty much shot. We've got a lot of okra on this row right in here. It's getting too hot out here, so I'm going to gather it later on this evening. And we've got more peas. More peas right here. More peas. Lots and lots of peas. We got peas in this garden bed. And into these plants across the front here. And it's a rough time because it's just been so hot. But I'm hanging in there because I know the weather's going to cool off soon. And I will be planting more crops. Yep. I'm almost done with these beds. I'm going to finish them up tomorrow. I have sweet potatoes over there. Strawberries and onions and flowers over here. And fig tree here and another one over there, and 2 pecan trees. And then my tomato plants, they're getting ready to take off. My fall and winter tomatoes. Thank you all so much for watching this video. You guys know that I love you and God loves you too. Bye now.